Okay, here we go. Here's what we're doing now. See, I cut the ends off both these ESCs. There I go. Look at it, I got a magic end here. God, and all the ends are cleaned. Except for one here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this one wire here. I'm going to snip it off way back there. Okay? So there. I've cut the positive, or the red wire, on one of the ESCs. Okay? So I'm only going to have one red wire going. But I'm going to have two black and two white. Okay? Now, we're going to get a piece of shrink tubing here. You know, some people use tape. I prefer shrink tubing. So now, with my receiver here, my wire to my receiver, I'll take all three white wires. I'm going to twist them together here. Okay? Let's hope they'll stay there. Let's make sure. Quick clamp on the wire there. A little bit of flux on there. Get the soldering gun turned on. Oh, I've had this since I was a kid. My soldering gun is an old one. There, click it up. But it's a really hot one. Yeah, being 140 and 100. It's twin wattage. It's two different power settings on the trigger. But it works very good. Very quick. So there we go on that. Okay, so now make sure we don't get these too badly mixed up here. Got that done. I'm going to go like this and fold it up. I'm going to put the shrink tube on this right away. Okay. Okay, now there's three black ones and there's only two red. So, don't forget, there's only two wires. I'm going to use a different size shrink tubing. It's a little smaller. It's only got two wires instead of three. I'll put that on here. And twist these two ends together. It's just two pieces, so I'm not going to use a clamp or anything. And my soldering gun warms up so nice and fast, especially when I go to that setting. Okay. Now, you know what I didn't do, you guys? Bad. I didn't put flux on that joint. Oh well. Oh well, eh? I mean, I do use flux in my solders, and it probably might be okay, but I prefer to use flux. I just like how the solder flows into the wire joints better. Oh, I need that big clamp and the little one. Here we go. Okay. Now, maybe we have a little bigger shrink tubing because of the 3 wires here. This one being just the 2 wires. We have a smaller shrink tube. But it's shrink tubes. Now, so what we did, we hooked all 3 black, or I mean the 2 black to the 1 black. Then we hooked the 2 white to the 1 white. And then I cut 1 red off, right? And sent the other red to here. So this is how you can get both receivers, or both ESCs to work. 1 channel on your receiver, 1 battery, controlling 2 brushless motors. You just have to just cut that 1 wire there. And it's ready to go on the airplane then. So, with that said, let's start doing a little more work on this plane. Okay, now, before we go any further, I'm going to dress the bottom of this boat. It's, pretty nice. I like the shape. Looks good. This styrofoam looks like, man, up on the beach a couple times. It's not going to withstand it. It should have a plastic cover on it. I think Hobby King should have a plastic. But, I'm going to fix that. Because I want to mix it up with some epoxy. And I'm going to use a paintbrush. And I'm going to put a thin layer of this epoxy over this whole bottom part. Okay, right back, we'll be doing that. Well, okay, 30-minute epoxy. I did 20 grams, 10 grams harder, 10 grams of regular epoxy, so 20 grams total. Now, I have my brush here. I don't want this to be so thick it's going to run. You know what I mean? But I'm going to start on the center for a reason. I want most of my epoxy there. Okay. So well, you know what? I think I mixed enough epoxy to do 4 boats. So, lesson learned. You need about 5 grams of epoxy, if that, for this entire job, I guess. There we go. Getting it all coated with epoxy. Now, you can't forget to do the wings as well. Okay? Here's the little drop pontoons on the wings. And I'm going to bring them over. I'll do them. I want to make sure I don't epoxy my rudder there. It has to turn. Okay. Here's a little dry spot here. Okay. Behind the rudder here, I'll do. Very Careful not to get any on the rider. There. There, that's looking way better. Okay, so, well, I'm going to disappear for a minute, and I'll get the pontoons done too.